Welcome to a very curious place, Halloween Horror Fest. And as I told you before, we're not counting days. We started out okay, but we shot that right to hell. Um, so we're going to talk about werewolves today. Now, apparently, there is like a debate between some people about what's a real werewolf and what's not a werewolf. But let's talk about like some of the different werewolves and some of the different movies. You've got like the werewolves that are the lichens, that are the big werewolves, and the true, what they say in video in the movies you would kind of consider the true werewolves, because they're in the movies they are said to come from the very first werewolf. So in the movies they kind of those set that set of movies at least they consider those to be the true werewolves. But then you have other movies such as Harry Potter, which you have the magical werewolf, which I have to be honest, the first time I saw that their version of the werewolf, I was like, okay, that's interesting. Then you've got the Twilight version of a werewolf. It's just basically just a really, really big dog. Alrighty, that's new. Then you've got one of my favorite TV shows, because I do love the TV show Teen Wolf, which is an MTV TV show. I loved it. Um, you've got their version of a wolf, and their version's kind of a bit different. So, because you've got the ones that are born, you've got the ones that are turned, you've got the ones that are in control, and then you've got the feral rogue ones. So, and everything's a little bit different. And I really do like those. But there have actually been sightings of werewolves within the last, you know, several, last century. There have been several of them. Cheat sheet. Um, and they've actually been recorded. Several in the last century have been recorded. And for some reason, most of them have taken place in Wisconsin. What's up, Wisconsin? What y'all doing there? What's going on in Wisconsin? Y'all got all these werewolf sightings. What's up? That's what I want to know. But yeah. But funny thing is that Wisconsin is where all this time without a bug flying over to bug me. Bug to bug me. Go away. I'm busy. So, Wisconsin is actually where it is believed the myth of the werewolf originated. I never knew that until I asked Google about werewolves. So yeah, I guess it kind of makes sense that if that was where it originated, they would have more sightings. But I still gotta ask, what's up, Wisconsin? Werewolves? Tell me about the werewolves. Wisconsin, come on, tell me about the werewolves. I just gotta, I gotta ask. I would love it if someone from Wisconsin would get back to me what they know about or what they grew up hearing about werewolves. But anyway, it's kind of like, if it started there, it's just kind of went crazy. It went rampant, the myth. The myth of werewolves is everywhere now. Everywhere. Everywhere. And it really is kind of cool. That something could start in this one little area and just explode like that. You know, so they've been talked about for centuries. But even though all these people have had sightings recorded of them, there have been no traces found anywhere to actually prove their existence. There's a fly on my phone. It's long as it doesn't get in front of the camera like last time. But yeah, there's no trace of, I mean, I'm looking down at my cheat sheet, if you ask. There have been sightings. There have been, like the cattle mutilations and stuff like that they said or they linked to werewolves, but no actual traces that can actually be like substantially prove that can be substantially that didn't make any sense. There no actual proof that will substantiate the, you know, existence of werewolves. All we've got are sightings. All we've got is the myth and the saying, people saying that these exist. Um, okay, we're gonna talk about the disagreement. I'm checking my cheat sheets. Um, there's the disagreements between the different types of werewolf. Okay, one would be the shapeshifter wolf. If you watch Twilight, you know what I'm talking about. Um, then you have the Wolfman, which I just watched Lon Chaney's version of the Wolfman not too long ago, like last week. Love it. Love it, love it. I do. Now, the shapeshifter werewolf is believed to have been the original power of the werewolf. I lost where I was writing. This is believed to be the original power, the first werewolf, before it was taken away. Okay, so the shapeshifter, like off Twilight, that was originally believed to be the original, you know. Then you have the Wolfman, which includes the legendary Bray Road Beast. And I always want to say Beast of Bray Road, and I don't know if is that correct way? I always think Beast of Bray Road. I've got to shift a bit. I need to get another chair. I know I need to get another filming chair. I've been looking. I have. But I can't find one that I like that they don't want to charge a small fortune for. Because I'm like, I don't want to pay a small fortune for something that I may not, still not comfortable. Oopsie. Don't want to break that. But yeah, so I'm looking for another chair. I haven't found one yet. So anyway. But then, like I said, you have the Wolfman, which is like the Beast of Bray Road or the Bray Road Beast, however you say it. That one is considered a curse. If you've never watched Lon Chaney's version of the Wolfman, yes, it's in black and white. I know a lot of people don't like black and white movies these days, but I'm telling you, go watch Lon Chaney's version of the Wolfman. It's good. It really is. It's really very good. Okay, then you have the next version, which is the true werewolf. Now, the true werewolf, according to most legends, is a human being that uncontrollably transforms into a wolf during the full moon. Okay. So basically, the difference between a shapeshifter wolf and the true werewolf is that a shapeshifter wolf has the control. They control when they want to shift and when they don't. However, the true werewolf is said to be a human being that has no control over the shift. Full moon, they turn into a wolf. That's it. Also, with the shapeshifter wolf, they are said to remember and have more control over themselves. They remember what happens. They have control kind of like over their system and their body. Whereas the true werewolf has no control and doesn't really remember what happens during the full moon. Now, it is said that the true werewolf, the one that has no control, will get flashes of memory of what happened, but doesn't actually completely and totally remember everything and has no actual control of over the beast when they change. So there's a difference. And of course, if you have never watched Ginger Snaps, it is a series of 2 movies. Um, for those of you who are Supernatural fans, you will remember. And my mind just went blank. Oh my god, that's terrible. Becky. I knew I'd get it. Becky, off of Supernatural. Everyone who's a Supernatural fan will know who I'm talking about when I say Becky. It's awesome. Uh, Becky Winchester, folks. So yeah, if you remember Becky off of Supernatural, Becky was the actress that played Becky off of Supernatural was one of the main actresses in the movies Ginger Snaps. She played one in a pair of sisters. The main one being named Ginger, Lizard, and Ginger gets infected with lycanthrope disease. I don't want to say lycanthropy, with the lycanthrope disease. Okay. It's about her original transformation. The first movie, that's all it's about. The second one is kind of a continuation. Okay. You really, if you love horror movies, if you love science, the kind of like the science fiction, the fantasy type stuff, you love werewolves, if you love Supernatural, watch Ginger Snaps, both of them. But I will tell you, while I liked the second Ginger Snaps, the first Ginger Snaps is my absolute favorite. Absolute favorite. I love the first Ginger Snaps. I watch it every Halloween. Now, that's not to say I don't watch it other times of the year, but I have my little system that I do, and so that's one of the things that I watch every Halloween. So, I really do recommend Ginger Snaps, both movies. Awesome. They are more of the cursed werewolf. It's kind of like the true werewolf, but that just has no control, changes, but it kind of adds in a little bit of the shapeshifter wolf with the fact that, it's kind of hard to explain. You kind of just have to watch it. But yeah, so seriously, watch Ginger Snaps. It's a great thing. It's great to see how they show, like, the person how the person was before the infection and how they are when the infection starts to take hold and after it's completely taken hold and how it affects others around them. That sounds like very scientific, but really it's just awesome. It is not for the faint of heart. There is a lot of gore. It is not for younger ones. Don't let a little one watch it, because not only is there a lot of gore, but there are some sexual situations. So yeah. Bug. So yeah, I wouldn't let little ones watch it. Older ones, maybe, depending on the age. That's up to the parents. I have nothing to do with that. I'm just saying. So, but that kind of gives you a good idea, of the werewolves. But there are, so it's a shapeshifter, the true werewolf, and the wolfman. So, to give you an example, it would be like Twilight for the shapeshifter, but also there's a whole bunch of movies that have more of a shapeshifter werewolf. Okay, so there's a lot of those around. So you've got a lot of choices on that. Then you have the Wolfman. There is the original Lon Chaney version, and then there is the Jack Nicholson version, which, I'll be honest, I didn't really like that much. I mean, don't get me wrong, I love Jack Nicholson, but I wasn't that thrilled. So, I mean, you can watch it. I'm not saying don't watch it. I'm just saying it was one of those that I consider a one and done. So, but I do suggest watching the Lon Chaney version at least once in your life, just because of the fact that it is a classic. And as for the true werewolf, the shapeshifter werewolf, I would say Ginger Snaps is kind of a mix of the true werewolf, a shapeshifter werewolf, but it leans more towards a true werewolf. And of course, if you have never watched Supernatural, first off, you poor thing, I feel so sad for you. Um, Also, what have you been doing with your life? Hello, all these seasons. Go visit this. Jensen Ackles, Jared Padalecki, Misha Collins, our God, Misha, who we trust and love. Um, you know, you, you have to love them. You just do. Mark Shepard, awesome as Crowley. But yeah, just go check out Supernatural, Netflix. Hello. Um, awesome, awesome shows. They really are. They have, and with Supernatural, you've got kind of like a mix of beasts. I've got this bug that is annoying the hell out of me. Supernatural has a mix of different things, but they definitely cover werewolves. So, but you can cover all sorts of nasty little beasties on with Supernatural. Um, some of my favorites, though, I actually think are the funny ones. Um, yeah, I just love it when they do the funnier ones. I will tell you right now, most likely, if you have never watched Supernatural and you go watch it, you're going to get hooked and you will never get free. You might as well just, you know, resign yourself to being a Supernatural fan after that for the rest of your life. I'm just saying. It's just a fact. It draws you in. But yeah, so that one has good versions of kind of every different werewolf type thing out there. So I would suggest that one. Like I said, that one, Ginger Snaps, Twilight. I mean, I have watched some Twilight movies. I'm not proud of it. I'm sure there's probably a therapy for it. I've cut myself off cold turkey. I'm never going back, but I have gone there. I'm ashamed. I am. I'm truly ashamed. As always, too, never hurts to check out Buffy the Vampire Slayer old episodes, and of course Angel, because even though it was a spinoff, it was still awesome. You know, you just gotta love a broody vampire that, you know, wants to make up for, you know, eating a gypsy. So, as always, much love from Monty and a very curious place. Stay spooky, sweeties. Bye.